Hello fellow painters. This one was actually requested by one of my viewers. This is a very simple but effective way to paint some glow weapons with the OSL. So I hope you can easily recreate it. But for now, grab your paints, brushes, and let's start. Over a primed black blade, use some white ink. I forgot to buy my white ink, that's why I will have the loot of white from Vallejo. But if you have some white ink at home, it is better and easier to do it with some white ink. So if we covered our blade black, we pick a spot where the flame shines brightest. And at this point we create some really bright white area. At this point you should also remember that if a flame shines, the color fades away. That's why on this area of the blade we use some real thin filter to have a nice sketch. We will do it the exact same way on the other side. So if you're happy with your result, we will prepare the rest of the area for the OSL. That's why also with the very subtle filter. Create an area where your OSL will hit. The goal for here is to not cover the color, but only accent some areas where your OSL will hit. You can of course extend the area. How far it will hit, it is totally up to you. So I will leave my blades to dry and will show you the next step in a couple of seconds. This step is totally optional, and what I'm gonna do, I want to recreate some flame. That's why I will randomly put some white dots. Or if you're good at freehand, you can of course paint freehand some flame. can also use some regular sponge for it. And let it dry, of course. In the next step, I will use some lime green from Liquitex. In my personal opinion, this is the best ink money can buy. And I will cover the prepared areas with this color. Be gentle. Do not forget about the areas around the blade that we have prepared. On the other blade, do exactly the same. My next color will be Caribbean turquoise, and this color, also with a filter consistency, I will paint over the far edges of the flame on both sides and on the far edges of the OSLs and the far edges of the OSLs of the surroundings. Why? Because light fades away if it burns, and this will give you a much better effect, much deeper effect. You have to be a little bit careful if you using express colors. You can easily overdo it. So that's why if you feel unsecure, it is always much better if you dilute your express color, or test it even on an other miniature that you do not want to destroy. Very short triggers. Give this a couple of minutes to dry, and in a couple of seconds the next step. So Livery green is my next color, and this color I will use for edge highlight. You want basically to accent only the sharp edges. In this case I will accent some knuckles. This brass parts. Spike here on this blade. You can easily overdo with edge highlight, and not always if it comes to OSL, but in general. I mean, don't be Games Workshop and don't cover every single edge with edge highlight. This is kind of stupid. Do this for the other blade, and the final touches in a couple of seconds. The final highlight is yellow-green, and with this color you're giving only the final touch on some edges. At the center of the flame. And that's it. This is my version of the burning blade. Pics you will find as usual at the end, and I hope you like this one. I hope you have enjoyed this one, and you will easily recreate this method. This is actually working with all kind of ink colors, so don't be shy and figure out your own way to do it. Next week I will probably post some alien hives also from One Page Rules. Till then, if you like this one, please like, subscribe and leave a comment down below, and I will see you next week. Bye bye!